Alright everybody, welcome back. So, today we are in the F104J. I spent the entirety of yesterday stock grinding this thing, and yeah, it was incredibly frustrating. This plane is bad, I think most of you already know that. It has no flares, it's a 10.3, lol. It's a starfighter. I feel like I really don't need to say much else, like, it's just not good, really. You do get 6 AIM-9Js, or AIM-9Ps, I guess. There's just 9Js that can radar slave. I don't really radar slave them anyways. It's pretty good weapon kit, all things considered, but the issue is you're just such a high VR without flares that your plane really just starts to eat shit. And as well as that, you don't get like a MiG-21 flight model where you can actually pull into people with high G missiles so they can't fire one off in front of you. Because you're a starfighter and you barely turn and you bleed all of your speed. And when you are stock especially, this thing sucks so badly. But I have like 1 or 2 mods left, which is why it isn't fully spaded yet. I just wanted to show to you guys that actually like prove that I did fully stock grind it. Okay, well, specimen MiG-29. MiG-21, sorry. But just to prove that I did like fully stock grind it and I'm not like, you know, just lying or G'd it or whatever. But anyways, I did have a talisman on this thing. I got it from like a random battle crate. I think it was from an F-15J battle. I think back when I was doing the video on that, I just got it from like one of the little after battle spin crates. And at the time I was really pissed because like it's the worst vehicle in the tech tree, right? Like you don't want a talisman on it. But it does make the stock grind a lot easier because it makes everything just quicker to get. I also had a very solid first game in this thing where I just got pretty lucky and didn't really die, which gave me a lot of early RP as well towards the mods, which helped out quite a bit. But all things considered, my stats really aren't too bad in this. As far as like how you actually play this plane and the... Oh shit, I didn't even see him. Please? No. Either way, the way you play this plane is literally just like going defensive against everyone. This thing doesn't have a playstyle because your playstyle is just avoiding missiles. Like, you need to maintain your speed, you need to not put your 6 towards people. And the frustrating thing about that is that the people around you need to be spotted, and that usually doesn't always happen all the time. It also means that I suck while recording because, you know, I have to like focus on talking instead of actually playing the plane. But as you can see, I have a couple mods left. Getting to the 9Ps was extremely frustrating and one of the worst experiences I think I've ever had in this game. Once I had the 9Ps, it's actually quite decent. Like, it's a lot better than I thought it was going to be. If I go to my stats for it, the search bar is broken still currently, lol. Yeah, 39-26 over 29 games. Not terrible, with a surprisingly good win rate as well. I'm not fully sure why the T2 and 104J have such a good win rate, but I mean, sure, I guess. Anyways, as always, I hope you guys are doing well. Hope you are having a good break. I think most people are going to be going back to school and work pretty soon. So that's not ideal, but I'm not looking forward to that either. I don't want to start back at uni again, admittedly, but you know, it's been a nice break. So I hope you have all been sufficiently relaxed and rested over it. Oh, I should have. That's entirely on me. Yeah, that's really annoying. I forgot that he had 9Ls for a second there. I just fuck. Yeah, you have to really pay attention when you're playing this plane, so it's gonna suck absolute ass while I'm commentating over the gameplay, as you can see, but... Because, like, anyone with all aspects you need to pay attention to, and usually you can just point your missile at theirs to flare it like that, but... Yeah, you just... yeah, you just have to pay attention. Also, as far as climbing goes on this thing, if you do get a full up tier on this thing, you should not climb at all because you're just going to get beamed by an F4E and you have largely no counterplay. I would recommend playing this like around peak server times in the various servers, because if you don't, a lot of the times you're going to get tech-free planes. Essentially, you want to snipe the casuals and the premiums because those players, you will not get into full up tier games, you won't get pulled up fully a lot of the time. And when you do face them, they're usually not as bright as a lot of tech tree sweats, so, you know, you can actually have a bit of counterplay there. As well as that, another thing which I started doing, if you want to, is you could sort of sneak around one way and then try to find the A-10s at the back of the pack and then just go from behind and get some easy kills on them. If you're really, really desperate, you can go for the AI targets as well, but they give, like, basically nothing, so I wouldn't really recommend that. Oh, it's a light mod. Cool. But this plane is just really tricky to play. Your entire playstyle revolves around going defensive against planes with better missiles than you, which is, you know, quite a frustrating experience. Either way, I'm glad that I did end up spading this plane because, it's just kind of cool to have spaded, I guess. Also, I did get quite a bit of RP from it as well, which ain't bad. Why is my toilet making weird noises? What the fuck? My toilet just started gurgling loudly. I don't know what that was, but I hope it's nothing bad. Oh no. The frustrating thing is that even in full down tiers, you do get a lot of planes with high G missiles, like the Yak-38, the Hunters over there, all of those. And I'm actually, probably one of the things that I'm most glad about this plane is that it can't get mixed matches against Japan. I'm pretty sure from the way it works is that you can only get mixed matches, like the only nations that can get mixed are the big four, so you will never get like mixed matches against someone like China or Japan or Italy or whatever. And that is actually a remarkably good thing, because if you had to face T2s and F1s in this thing, that would suck so much. So I'm very, very glad that is not a thing that I'm having to do. Like, even in a full down tier, I'm still having to watch to make sure I don't get beamed by a plane with just high G missiles that I can't do anything against. It is a very, very frustrating plane to play, I will say that. As well as that, Starfighter flight model, lol, so if you try to pull it and you just can't, and you bleed a ton of speed when you really, it feels like you shouldn't be, and then you just end up going slow, and then you have to spend 7 years trying to get all your speed back, and we are going to get R16. Yeah, this plane sucks. This plane really sucks. I literally tried to pitch down to get a shot on a Hunter, and because of that, we dropped a 0.85 mark, and that wasn't enough to dodge an R60. It really depends on your matches and whether you get lucky and how many people go for your teammates and how many people go for you. It's a nightmare to play. You need to fully focus the entire time, and it's just exhausting. I don't like playing planes like that. I enjoy planes in the middle where they're not fully brainless, but you also don't have to, like, sweat your ass off to get, like, 2 kills each game, so... And another full up tier. Yeah. As well as that, another thing to keep in mind is that even though you are in a starfighter, you're not the fastest plane. F-111s will outrun you, MiG-21s will outrun you. The entire point of this plane was to be fucking fast, and you bleed all your speed, and you get outran by, like, a decent amount of planes at your battle rating. Like, I've had MiG-21 Bisses be scared to engage me, and just run away the entire time, and there's nothing I can do because I can't even catch them. I've had to, like, run down J7s onto their airfields and shit, just because I'm slower than them, and a damn starfighter. Maybe this MiG-21 is not paying attention. I'm gonna launch one anyways, and just hope he doesn't fully see it. He does see it, so it gets flared. I have to turn up and over him just to make sure that he doesn't pull into me to get a missile off, because if he does, I literally just die here. Like, this is what I mean about going defensive. I have a very good kill opportunity there, but I can't do anything about it just because I have to keep turning into this damn MiG-21, or otherwise he can just insta-kill me, and there's nothing I can do. Same thing with that FIV back there. I want to hope that he does not decide that I should die. We get to beam the MiG-21. And now we just have to leave and disengage and hope no one else wants us dead. Also, another thing as well, if you are, I don't think anyone else is stock running this along with me, but don't be afraid to use your missiles. You get a lot of them, so you can use them both defensively and offensively without too much worry. There's an F-105 over here who needs to pull into us, so we don't get a missile off on him. I don't really want to engage any of those guys over there because they all have missiles that are really scary to me. The Su-22 looks like he wants me dead, so I'm just going to have to fly away a little bit and hope he decides to disengage. No. We might be able to outrun him, I think. Or at least at the lower speed regimes, we probably can. Yeah, so we literally just can't do anything, or otherwise this guy just kills us because we can't dogfight him. We can't outpull his missiles. We can't flare his missiles, so we essentially just have to hope that he gets bored and does something else. There isn't a 10 pulling in for us, though. I'm just fucked here, I think. If he fires the 9L, I'm dead. He doesn't have any 9Ls left. Okay, no, he does. He just fired one way too late. Had he shot that missile a little bit earlier, he would have had the freest kill imaginable. I just need to hope he doesn't have another one. It doesn't look like he does, because he is just... And there's the Su-22. Yep. As you can see, this plane is dog shit. It's... yeah. The worst part is, as well, is that this plane cannot go down to 10.0. And as well as that, you have the Chinese version, the F-104G, which gets 2 less AIM-9Ps, or 9Js, whatever, and doesn't get the 9Es while stock grinding. Oh no, you do get the 290 stock. Okay, never mind. You only have the 4 missiles though. But it isn't actually terrible. If they were at the same BR, it wouldn't be abysmal because of the bullpups. Because these can sort of be used as flares. I've tried using the Hydras on the on this thing, on the F-104J. I've tried to use the Mighty Mouse and the Hydra rocket pods, but I wasn't able to make either of them like work consistently as flares, unfortunately. Like I was still getting killed even by 9Es rear aspect, so they're not really great to use. I would recommend only using really missiles if you want to flare stuff, and you can also shoot them at the sun as well if you really need to get out of jail free card. But yeah, it's just a really bad plane, and the issue is that unless Gaijin moves the things above it up, it can't really be good. Because if you move this thing down, then you start clubbing like 9Os with 9Js, and you're in a Starfighter flight model, so there's not much they can reasonably do about it. Like, imagine you're in a Saber, and there's a Starfighter which can, like, accelerate and just sit above Mark with, like, 6 9Ps. There's nothing you're going to be able to do against that. Like, in that case, you're just dead, and there's a lot of other planes like the Saber at the BR, which it would really hit, so yeah, it is the compression issue, and because of that, the F-104J and the Chinese F-104G are some of the worst planes in the game because of it, so that's kind of fun. We have another full up tier. This is what a lot of my games were looking like last night. It's a Kurnice bombing in a full up tier. So yeah, it took me the majority of the day to do this yesterday. I didn't really do much else. Thank you for the support on the last video as well, by the way. It did much better than I was anticipating, so that was really nice. As well as that, one of the things that I have had people say is why not upload these styles of videos on the main channel? And the answer to that is really just because not only would they not do well, but they would also impact if I wanted to make bigger videos in the future. It wouldn't, they wouldn't do well. I have done some tests with like lower effort videos on the main channel, and they get like consistently, they usually would get like probably like around 3 to 4 times the videos that I do on this channel. But then the issue with that is that the longer form videos would, like the actual high effort ones, would get recommended substantially less because of that. YouTube sort of, when you set up a YouTube channel, you have to like sort of create a style of content, and then you have to sort of revolve your entire channel around that style. You can pivot, but it has to be done like very slowly over time. And I don't really want to pivot into this style of content, because then this style of content is just going to feel like a job again. So I think I would just rather leave this channel as like a side project, or like able to upload whenever I want to, and then actually keep the main channel for bigger videos. I'm just going to need to try to find time around university to get it all done. And as well as that, just start pulling some motivation to work on the big videos, because I'm like halfway through a ground video, and to be honest, it just sucks to edit. So ground specifically, I don't know why ground, but it's a lot harder to edit for air than, like, rather than air for me, and I'm not fully sure why, so that is another thing that you have to keep in mind, but that's what my goal is for it, really. And another thing as well is that an editor, while it would be financially feasible for the main channel, like, it wouldn't really take away that much work from me, because the issue is that, like, the videos, there's a very specific, like, way you have to make the videos in order for them to do well in the algorithm, that a lot of people don't fully know or understand. It's why most people will just say, oh, well, YouTube's just luck-based, whether your video does well or not. It's not, but the way you actually set it up in order to make your videos do well is extremely... and fuck off. Okay. That was an Aviate-B NA, so we should have just been fucked there to his 9L, but apparently not. Now I'm going to try to pull around. What I want to do here is he's going to get another launch off, because he's probably hyper-focused on me now because I'm a flareless plane. We are going to use the sun and cut burner, and hopefully the missile should track ours. No, it doesn't. Okay, well. Then I'm just going to have to try to outrun it. Oh, yeah, we barely do. Okay, there it is down there. So yeah, that's what I have been thinking as far as the YouTube situation goes. But, yeah, I'm just going to take the head-on with the FLC because, you know, fuck it. I do take full commit head-ons. This is one of the only planes that I actually do this in because, like, especially in these full up tiers, you're just not really going to be of much use to your team in the first place. So if you can just, like, sort of just trade with one of them, it's going to be better value than, like, just sitting around and then dying to a 9L randomly. So, This MiG-23 sees us. You get outran by MiG-23s as well. That's another plane that you can't outrun. I'm not actually going to go up there. I want to dive down and see if I can... See if I can get some missiles off. That was a Sea Harrier, not an AV-8B. The Mirage goes down. I want to see if I can... yeah, you can't pull in for gunshots as well in this thing. Like, as you saw there, you just don't move if you want to actually try. I know, this plane just gets better and better the more you play it. And as well as that, clouds just suck for this thing, because not only can you not get IR launches on people, but a lot of the times they just sort of won't be spotted, and when a plane appears behind you with high-G missiles, you're just dead. Like, there's nothing you're going to be doing about it, so it just, you know, really sucks, but yeah. This MiG-23 doesn't seem to be fully aware of our presence. I might try to get a couple missiles off on him. That was a very long-range launch, but as I said, don't be afraid to use your missiles, because they have just, like, gotten me some surprising kills, and especially because you're not really going to be doing very much. I'm sorry I'm fucking stealing this. That is, yeah, I'm steal... Oh, he got severe anyway. Good stuff, good stuff. But yeah, I steal kills in this thing. It fucking sucks. I don't care. I really, like, I'm usually against it, but at this point, I really just don't give a shit anymore. Let me have this shit finished. If any of you ever want to steal one of my kills and you're in an F-104J or F-104G, feel free. Go right ahead. This is like, there are a couple of really abysmally dogshit planes, which are just, you know, fine for that in my opinion, but I don't know. A lot of your games are going to look like this, where if you don't die, you end up just not really doing very much because you're having to, like, go defensive the entire game, but it gets you enough RP to get through the stock grind. There we go. We have the big boy spaded. 4 more planes to go for the TIE subtree. I'm just going to use the F-15JM. I talisman this thing, and it's actually pretty fun to play. I'm getting the hang of top tier a bit more now. I'm going to go work on main channel for the rest of the day. So I will see you tomorrow. I hope you have a good one. Bye-bye.